Greetings, YouTube. This is a book. I understand that some of you who may be viewing this have never seen one, have never opened one, and have never enjoyed the contents of one. But books are things that we use to convey information from one person to another. Somebody went through the effort creating this. I have read it, and if I want to, I can pass it to someone else to have them read it, and they can pass it to somebody else. And if we all were to decide to say, come together and read it simultaneously with our own copies, either digital or physical. Isn't the 21st century marvelous? We could then have a discussion about it. We could all have a book club meeting, either virtual or in person, about the contents of that book, which happens to be the 1992 edition of the Gamma World role-playing game, my favorite version there is. Um, that's a book club. And people do it all the time. Lots of people do it about more traditional types of books. They're probably not likely to have a book club about this one, but they talk about murder mysteries and they talk about literature, and there's lots of different book clubs based around lots of different topics. I've never personally been a member of a book club because my reading habits are bizarre, even by the most kind definition of that. And I don't like being told I have to read a particular thing at a particular time. I have lots of bad memories of school. Okay, um, so my tastes wander from here to hither and nigh. I would not make a good uh, contributor of a book club unless I happened to stumble on one that was talking about a book that I've already read. Then maybe I could contribute something, because that's what the book clubs are about. It's contributing to the conversation. It is supposed to help us understand things in a deeper and more interesting and more fascinating way. And it's a lot more fun than the dry Cliff Note books you can get that also help you do that. Um, because somebody may be able to point out and say, hey, you know something? This right here, I think this particular section of the book is trying to explain to the reader this concept. And you may think about it for a second. Hey, I think you're right. I never noticed that. And now your enjoyment of that book is expanded. Cool, huh? Well, prayer meetings aren't a lot different than that. Prayer meetings are where people come to talk about a particular religion and enjoy discussions thereof. And in the United States, that is likely going to be Christianity. There may be other groups that are talking about Judaism or Islam, because the desert traditions are really popular in America. Um, but Christianity is most likely if you're going to say a prayer meeting, you're instantaneously going to think of evangelical Christians. At least I am. Um, and that is okay. They engage in these activities. There's nothing wrong with that. But you know something? I'm not a member of that club intentionally. And I don't like the idea that someone could try to force me to be a member of that club. Remember what I talked about? I don't have good memories of school when I had to read things at a certain time in a certain way. Yeah, don't tell me I have to read your book. Heck, I've got a copy of the Bible in the house. I think I have more than one. Um, and while I've read passages, I don't want to read the whole damn thing. I don't want to be told I have to live by it. I don't want to be told that this book, which is not my holy book, is going to be used as a weapon to beat me into the conformity contained inside that book. I don't belong to your book club. I don't want to engage in conversations about your book. I don't want to try to find new and interesting ways of looking at the world through the lens of your book. I've tried. I don't like it. I think it's ugly. I think the narrative that you are pushing from the perspective of social conservatism, and in this particular case, Christian social conservatism, is vile and disgusting, deeply disturbing. And the fact that you're trying to shove it down my throat, or in some cases, shove it up somebody else's uterus, is also vile and disgusting. Go hang out with your friends. Enjoy your little book club. Chit chat all you want about the contents therein, and leave the rest of us alone. I'm never ever going to try to get people to conform to my particular religious views. I'm never going to tell anybody that my views are better than their views, because that would be a lie. My religious views are mine. I will share them if asked. I've talked about them here, but I'm never going to tell you you should have the same ones I've got, because I think it's wrong. And I think it's wrong that you're trying to use your belief and cram it into secular law and then shove that up the uteruses of women in America. You are creepy, you are disturbing, and you frankly disgust me. Stick to yourselves. Go pray in a quiet corner in your home, which I believe is what you're supposed to do when it comes to being a Christian. You're supposed to pray quietly. You're not supposed to be out there using your faith as a weapon to hurt other people. So maybe stick to your book club and leave the rest of us alone. Because frankly, I don't like your damn book.